Okay, so today is Sunday, the day after Christmas, and I thought it would be behooving to do Omni Faith studies today. And it's pretty interesting because I've had this question for a long time. Why would you need to continuously bless water? Why would you continuously need to purify water for drinking, for all kinds of different purposes, sanctuary purposes, blessings, baptisms, and so forth. And so, like, I've always kind of wondered this, and I've asked other churches that I've gone to about this question, and I've really never been given a solid answer. And here's why my question persisted. If a leader, a priest, or so forth, who has been endowed with the power to clean water and bless it for baptism and so forth, why would it ever need to be cleaned again? Why would it need to continuously be re-blessed, re-cleansed? And I came across a story with Jesus, and this is why I feel that this is a fitting story today, being the day after Christmas. That Jesus came across an individual who was possessed with multiple demons. They actually referred to themselves as the Legion. And the Legion asked Jesus to take them out of the person instead of killing them and place them in these pigs. Now, the story goes, and I'm not going to read it out of the Bible, because you can find it in Mark, you can find it in Matthew, and you can find it in Luke. And it's deep in their stories, okay? It's where, and you could Google this. So Google Jesus Legion pigs, okay? And you'll find it in multiple sites. And you can find it in multiple Bibles. You can find it in the NIV. You can find it in the American. You can find it in King James. You can find it in a lot of versions of the Bible, this story. Now, Jesus also says, you cannot inherit the kingdom of God unless you have the mind of a child, okay? So even as an adult, and I'm trying to understand these stories, sometimes it's good to ask the opinion of a child, okay? So when I came across this story about Jesus and the Legion and these pigs, and then dumping themselves over into the river, it made me really curious about something. I have a little bit of understanding of science. I have a little bit of understanding of spirituality. I have a little bit of understanding of faith and religion. And here's what I thought. And then then I'll tell you what was confirmed to me by a child, okay? My thought was, as if Jesus pulled the Legion out of this person, this group of demons, and placed this group of demons in this herd of pigs. And then this herd of pigs then dove over the river, into the river, and died, okay? Their bodies would have been decomposed. They would have broke down into the water and then been released into the water stream, and thus, therefore, would have been just spread out everywhere, right? This was my thinking. So, I proposed a question to a 9-year-old. And this is how the conversation kind of roughly went. I said, hey, I have a question for you. He's like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I'm not really into questions right now. And I was like, but this is kind of a good one. And I really would like your opinion on it. Because I find that maybe if your opinion lies in with my opinion, maybe I might be onto something. And he's like, all right, well, what is it? And I said, all right, I have a question for you. What if I took a pig and it had a virus in it, let's say the corona, okay? And I dumped this pig into the water. What kind of water would I have? He goes, well, you'd have dirty pig water. I said, well, what would happen if I went downstream and I bottled that water and I went to drink it? He said, you would have dirty pig bottled water that you're drinking. I said, well, wouldn't it just be water? And he goes, well, no, there's a pig in it, so you'd have pig water. I go, well, what about the virus? He goes, well, the virus would have been released too. You would have dirty pig virus water that you're drinking. He's like, there's no way to get around it. And I'm like, so you are what you eat? And he's like, well, yeah, you'd be drinking dirty pig virus water. And so you would be dirty pig virus water. And I'm like, all right, so that water would have to be cleaned again then, right? For it to be safe to drink. And he's like, well, yes. I go, well, what if there was an evil spirit in the pig and the pig went in the water? He goes, well, then you'd have evil spirit pig water. So I was like, so you'd have to bless the water to get rid of the evil spirit, right? He's like, yeah. And I was like, but what about the pig? He's like, well, you still have dirty pig water. So I was like, so not only would you have to bless the evil spirit out of the water, but then you'd have to clean the dirty pig out of the water. So you would have fresh water again. He's like, yeah, it's a process. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. Thank you for confirming with me. And so my thought was that although the water was blessed before, it doesn't mean that it can't become retainted again, right? So this would in line with a lot of different faiths. A lot of different faiths believe that you have to continuously protect your water, whether that's spiritual water, whether that's drinking water. You know, there is a point of needing to maintain maintenance on these things. And so I felt that this was a very important lesson that was taught by Jesus in his latter life. And so I wanted to give him recognition for such an amazing concept to be given and handed down to us. I hope you enjoyed this Sunday, study. So on Omni Faith. I hope you join us for more and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.